was a comment that was made on Facebook the other day about being a submissive woman. They were saying that a submissive woman controls her man, and I agree with that. I think until we begin to talk in honesty and transparency and stop pandering to both sides, especially to the sisters, because there is so much entitlement, and because men have been quiet for so long, and it's been the men that has been quiet were the type of men that y'all really need to be listening to. The men that doing the most talking ain't the ones, they don't have nothing to say anyway.
What's good? It's your boy Quay Price, man, holding it down for Kandid Konvos. Definitely check us out every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. People today, they lazy. Ain't nobody trying to put in no work. If stuff start getting a little rough in the relationship or in the marriage, ain't nobody trying to fix nothing. Like, I mean, that's how people's mindsets are today. Yeah, but that's how I know that folks don't truly understand what marriage was about, because they tap out way too easy. Yeah, you see people fight harder for a job, like they can't go get another one of them in 2 weeks. Yeah, she's talking about these guys coming to these foreign countries and sourcing out these foreign women because they possess these character traits. Yep, they're more cooperative when it comes to a man, or they're more cooperative when it comes to a marriage and a relationship. They're more, nurturing forward when it comes to a relationship. They're more I don't even want to use the word soft, but I'll use the word soft. They're softer when it comes to, these relationships and interactions with men and so forth. And like I said, we definitely got to be honest. We see a difference, right? We see a difference. And I think, Chloe and Tay made some good points earlier. A lot of this stuff is based around money over here in the West. Man, what's good? Welcome back to Kandid Konvos. I'm your host, Quay Price. We got Coco and we got Vince on deck. Say what's up to the people, y'all.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the new year.
Man, welcome to the new year. What's going on with you, Vince? How you doing, man?
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, man. Shout out to 2025 in the building. Yeah, I know some folks is on our head. We had to take a little break for a minute, but we back, hot and heavy in 2025, coming back with the fire conversation, the fire topics. Yeah, like I said, we missed y'all. I said we held this show down all of 2024 every Wednesday. A couple little spots here and there, but for the most part, we was here for the most part every Wednesday. And the same as you guys, holding us down, supporting us every Wednesday night consistently, supporting the conversation and, just helping move this thing forward and grow the platform. So once again, we appreciate you all holding us down and supporting what we do. And once again, we're getting back to it in 2025. So yeah, we are back. First show of the year. And we're gonna go there. So let me do this real quick. Get this on out the way. So here's a link to join us on the panel. You can drop this in your Google Chrome, your Microsoft Edge. If you're coming to an Apple device, you got to use Safari. But yeah, drop this in your browser. Join us on the panel. You do have the ability to cut your camera off if you choose, but we always encourage you to keep it on, better show, better engagement, make it easy on you. Save on that typing. If you want to drop any comments, you can just say what you want to say on the panel. In addition to the video feed here, we also have this link in the chat feeds as well. So you can catch it at the Kandid Konvos page on YouTube or Facebook, or you can shoot us a message. We'll get it to you that way as well. We'll lead us up here on the feed for a little bit as we get into the conversation. Let me check in, see who's coming in early. Let's see who we got checking in. NR Hayden. I think that's Hayden, or either Hayden or Haddon. Says hello. Shout out to you holding us down, NR, over there on YouTube. We appreciate you holding us down and supporting the show. Shout out to my guy Donovan. He said, "What up? Happy happy $20.25. Yeah, we in 2025, man. New year. New year, man, but man, still some nonsense going on. Well, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. But shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. All right. So I don't think we're going to hold this up at all. We're going to get right to it tonight. We got a couple things that came over. Yeah, y'all had us queued up for the new year. Well, hold on a minute. Get this spaced out right. Shift that around. All right, cool. All right. So, yeah, y'all had us queued up. So we got a line of stuff over here right now. Let me drop this topic, and then we're going to get on into this. So topic for tonight. Everybody won't get a provider. You run that back. Topic for tonight. Everybody will not get a provider. I'm going to drop this link down for a minute. Like I said, anybody let us know if you need the link. But once again, it's in the chat feeds, so you can grab it. Like I said, join us on the panel. All right, so we got Vince, we got Coco, we got JR. Is that Kwani? You mute that for a minute. I think that's Kwani. Yeah, Kwani. I got you on mute right now, but let's see, you can come off. You know what I'm saying? What you want to say? So we're about to get into the conversation right now. Let me shift that around. All right, cool. All right, so. Let's see. We got another check-in. Let's see. Shout out to Kenyatta in the building. She said, hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Appreciate you, Kenyatta, joining us tonight. Happy Wednesday to you, sis. We back here in 2025. Let's get it. Appreciate you holding us down all 2024. All right. So we're going to kick this first one off. So, man, Kendra G got the first slot. So I tried to chop this down as best I could, but there's some key pieces in here, but we're going to go and get on into it.
Sure.
Kim, where are you calling me from?
Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit, Michigan. How old are you, love?
I'm 40.
40. What you do for a living?
I'm a logistics manager.
Logistics manager. You have any children?
I have 3 children. They're grown.
How old are your grown children?
23, 22, and 18.
All by the same man?
What was the question?
All by the same man?
Yes. I married my high school sweetheart, divorced 14 years ago, and I've been divorcee since.
Okay, got you. What kind of man you looking for?
Let me ask this question. And just getting started. Let me ask this question. I really need to understand this. Ladies, like I said, help me understand what's going on. Why is y'all forever divorcing y'all husbands? I hear this so much. I heard it so much in 2024, and I'm already hearing it in 2025. Why are so many ladies keeping it a bean? Why are y'all divorcing y'all husbands? Yeah, I'm really trying to understand that. It's like, if you're going to go get married, just come back and divorce somebody. It's like, what you doing? Yeah, why are so many women today divorcing their husbands? These dudes can't be that bad. Yeah, it ain't adding up, but I'm going to hold that thought. We're going to keep going.
For a girl?
a grown man, a man that has a good relationship with God, his mom, and if he has kids, a very healthy relationship with his children, a father, maybe a mentor in the community.
Okay. Do you have, what are your deal breakers?
Deal breakers would be someone who doesn't know what they want out of life. Someone with no ambition, just too comfortable. Someone who's not well learned. It's not about a degree, but you can have book smarts, or you can seek, knowledge, basically. And maybe older men that dress like they're in their 20s is a deal breaker to me too.
Okay. Should he make a certain amount of money?
He should at least make as much as me, or have the earning potential to do so. And the reason why for that is because men are oftentimes intimidated by women who are providers, or who make more money than them.
So what is that amount he needs to make?
I make 85 a year. I have the earning potential of 150, meaning I have multiple streams of income. So other facets of not employment, but other streams of income. So at least 50,000 with the potential to make more.
Okay. So you're not asking, so unless you want her to make at least 85K, that's what you make.
That's what I make. Yeah. And I would like a man to be able to match me so that he doesn't feel insecure with me being, more of a provider, so to speak. But even if he isn't currently making 80K, he has the potential, the earning potential, and not a hustle, but the mindset to own businesses and, to grow financially.
Got you. Okay, let's do the Kendra Cam.
Let me know when you can see my feet.
We don't gotta see your feet, we just gotta see your legs.
Can you see my legs?
I can see you.
Okay.
I was talking about this not so long ago with another woman. I have a lot of women who do above average. I think average is like in America 50 or 60,000, but most of the women that come on my show do make more than that. And what happens is sometimes you just price yourself out, because there could be a man that can afford you, but does he want to date you back? And then if there's a man that makes less, I know men don't like this. Men aren't intimidated. I do think there are some men who I can agree with you in that standard that sometimes feel away, but I also wonder, what is it making him feel that way? Like, is the woman putting it in his face that she makes so much more, or whatever the case may be? But finances is the number one issue right now when it comes to dating. I think if I was on television, they said, out of all the people you talk to, what's the number one issue with people getting in relationships? And it's money, because now money is being considered and people block people out based off of money. So I really think money is outside of that, and then children, those two might be tied, but money and children are the number one blockers when it comes to people getting into relationships, child.
Well, and I'll say this, right? I'm 40 years old. So as I've matured, I've evolved. And so when I was younger, I was more like, yeah, I'll work with a dude, but it hasn't worked out. And when I say intimidated, it's because I'm going to, if you say that you want that, if you lying to kick it, I'm gonna find out. But if you're saying that you want that and you're not there, I'm gonna do my best to help motivate you. I'm gonna provide you with resources. I'm gonna come to the table and say, hey, let's start a truck driving school, or let's start a tow company or something like that. And person can only pretend to be what they say they want to be for so long. So oftentimes what happens is they be lying to kick it. And they say, yeah, I want this too, and I want that too. But then when I come to the table and I say, okay, well, hey, let's get a business plan going, or something like that, they just never follow through with it. So now at 40, it's more so who's on the same playing field as me, or who's of the same mindset, and actions speak louder than words.
So let me be clear. Everything you're saying, of course, there's men like that, right? There's men that are doing well financially, that are on the same mindset plane as you. But then the question comes, are those men trying to date you? right? So then it comes down to that man that does exist, that's on your mindset. Is he trying to court you? And then that becomes the issue because men don't always, I don't think men want dumb women. So I won't say that. They say they don't care about a woman's job and money, but I don't think men who are going places want a smart woman. Like they don't want no Dumbo, but they have other things that matter to them too when they make a certain amount of money. And I think that's the part sometimes women forget. They just think that, oh, I make 80K, 85K. He make 85K, so I make what you make, so let's close this deal. Whereas the 85K man might have a list of other things that are important to him when he goes to seek his woman. So then you have the men that may be trying to give you their energy, right? Give you their time, might not be at the financial level that you desire. And then I guess from what you're telling us, I'm only going off of what you say, they come across, I guess they've been intimidated, by how hard you work and what you put together. But that's the man that's trying to court you. So that's why I say sometimes it can be priced out unless y'all really gonna do more. Here's the deal. If y'all really want that man, y'all gotta learn that man, and he then becomes the prize, because unfortunately that's the man y'all say y'all want, and there's a lot of y'all, like 20,000 of y'all. So
I don't think 85K is a lot. And I'm gonna say it like this.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Can I just jump in real quick?
Go ahead.
Okay, so this part grates my nerves, right? One, she's being completely unwilling to listen. Kendra here we go with the tone police, right? Kendra is trying her best to deliver a certain message to her and do it.
Sorry about that. Go ahead. Somebody. Hold on, Quine. You got some music coming through, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll deal with Quine in a minute. Go ahead.
So yeah, like I was saying, she's being unwilling to listen. She's not willing to take the feedback or the direction that Kendra is trying to communicate to her. And I feel like this is a big problem for anybody, really, all of us, but really we see it a lot with women. Like we struggle. I'm gonna put myself in there. We struggle to receive sometimes. We struggle to be able to be willing to accept feedback. We're very defensive when someone comes for us, and they could be valid concerns, valid feedback, constructive criticism. The truth is, we don't want to hear it. Like, we don't want to be told where we're going wrong by women or men. And I see this woman doing that. And then her point about 85K not being a lot. I think that we have this misconception about where people really are in America. Like, people really believe that 85K is a small amount. And I don't know where we get it from. I mean, the average, like Kendra said, is 50, 60. That's the average, right? And that's gone up slightly. But you're still making above average money. That's not normal, nor is it typical. And so when women come with these expectations of they want a man that has this or is doing this or has reached a certain financial, peak, it took a lot for them to get there. And I think women just don't understand what that means. And I'm going to say this and then I'll stop so we can finish the video. But I feel like a lot of women capping out here. This woman says she makes 85K but has the potential to make 150. Did I hear that right?
Yeah, that's what she said.
She makes 85K but has the potential to make 150. I don't know what that means, potential to make. You either make 85K or you make 150. I don't know what the potential is thing. I don't get that. But I think we got a lot of capping going on because there's a lot of women out here that saying they make above average money. They make above average money. But the funny thing is, when you check the stats, like, men are still out earning women in general.
Right.
So where are all these women that's making all this above average money, but they claim they can't find a man that's on their financial level, if men are still out earning women statistically?
Right.
Let's give a cap.
What I'm looking for in terms of in the next 5 years, I'm looking to be grossing at least $250,000 a year. So for me, 85 is humble. And I understand the economy that we're working in, or that we're in. But we gotta, the cost of living and stuff that went up. Like 80, I'm not boastful about my pay rate. That's why I also add in there that I have the earning potential of about 100 to 120,000 because I have other streams of income and ways to generate.
All right, so now I just dropped down to 120, 100,000, 120. So it went from 150. Now it's down to 120 to 100 down in there. So it just dropped. I just caught that. We keep going.
Great. Additional money or whatever. I would prefer someone that can match what I'm already bringing to the table. Men want the same thing. And I'm hoping that if I experience that.
What do you mean men want the same thing?
Men want the same thing. Like you just said, men that have an earning potential of 85,000 to 100,000 a year, they oftentimes want a woman that can match that earning potential.
That's
and they
true.
say, even if
that's not true.
Yeah, let me clarify something. That isn't true. Yeah, I have yet to hear a man say that he is looking for a woman to be matching what he's making. I've yet to hear that. Now, if anything, I've heard guys say that they don't care what a woman is making because essentially her money is really not about to benefit him like that anyway. So I have heard that, but I have not heard one guy in all of my years say that they needed a girl who was making or matching the money that they was making. I have not heard that. So I'm not sure where she got that, but just her saying that alone speaks to a point that I always make, that men and women do not communicate. Yep, some of these young ladies have no idea how men think or what they are even looking for. Yep, and then they'll come on these platforms and they'll make these statements, and these statements are inaccurate. Yep, and there is plenty of platforms where men are on these platforms saying exactly how they look at it. And they never say that they're looking for some lady to match how much money they making. They never say that. So yeah, some of this stuff right here is a part of the issue. Because we don't communicate, then we just run off with whatever we think, and it has nothing to do, or it doesn't even align with what the opposite sex is actually thinking.
They say even if she doesn't currently make it, that she has the motivation or that she wants that for herself. I'm saying thing. Even if he doesn't make 85,000 a year, he makes 50,000 a year. I'm fine with that as long as he still has that motivation to earn more. Because even though I make 80 to 85,000 a year, I still want to be able to make more. And it's not about greed or materialistic things. There's stuff that I'm trying to do within my community and for my family, and in order for me to do so, I need to make more money. So it's not vanity. I mean, it's just a matter of wanting a different lifestyle for yourself.
Right. So let me jump in. So first of all, I understand your logic of what you desire to do, and you are a woman with ambition. So I understand all that. Where I disagree is where you said that a man that makes that financial requirement also is looking for a woman that makes that financial requirement. As I've been sitting here for 5 years, that's actually not what I hear. Usually when a man makes $250,000, he's kind of in the mindset he's paying for everything. So he's not really caring too much about the woman's income. It's more so, what woman do I want to pay for everything for? And because I make $250K and I'm going to pay for everything, these are the things that matter to me. And what I hear a lot of times, they sometimes want fit women. Sometimes they're looking for women that don't have as many kids. Sometimes they go younger. Now, again, this is not a one size fit all. So this doesn't apply to every man that makes that. But what it always comes down to is, like I said a second ago, that man exists. The question is he trying to court you back? And if he's not trying to court you back, do you give the men who are trying to court you your time a day? Because it's not about, I understand what you're saying. It's $85K is not a lot of money. That's not the equation here, ladies and gentlemen. The equation that to solve the problem is does he want to date you back?
Well, I mean, I've dated guys that match my income level or my required earning potential, and I've dated guys that make less than me. I don't discriminate. It's just I know what I want.
Gotcha. I understand. I told you earlier, I understood the logic. With the men that you said that dated in the price range that you prefer, that was better, was it a relationship or was it dating?
We've dated. There's some men I've dated, and some men, they communicated that they had feelings for me, but it wasn't mutual.
The ones that, so there were some men that had their salary requirement, but you just didn't like them back.
Well, I won't say like them. It just, the compatibility wasn't there.
Did y'all date though, or was just you said they
communicated? No, I dated. There was two guys particularly who I dated, or specifically I should say that I dated, and it went a couple of months, maybe 4 or 5 months or whatever. But I don't play with people's feelings, right? And so the connection for me wasn't there. It wasn't as strong. So, So even though those men fit you felt y'all were equal in the salary department, you didn't like them. In terms of man and woman, where we were, what we know, what we want out of life, and our core family values, yes. But in terms of that spark, that chemistry, that, oh, I'm so happy to see you. No, because no. So I'm not gonna go. I don't want them to see this and then feel a certain type of way. But they're good people or whatever, but they would be more or better compatible with someone else.
AJ said, why would a guy care about a woman's income if he ain't spending it? Your logic is flawed. Ain't no dude coming on the show asking for Mrs. Six Figures.
I don't make 6 figures. Dude, let's count on our fingers here. I said I make $85,000 a year, and I have the earning potential of up to $100,000 to $120,000 because I know how to bring in multiple streams of income. I'm saying this is what I aspire to be. I think I've said it like 10 times. Back me up here, Kendra. I know I've been completely transparent in saying that.
No, I think where the challenge is coming is when you were just saying that you make a certain amount of money, but you have also said you would date a man with $50,000, but he just has to make potential. But then these comments are coming when you were talking about, you made the statement, and I said it too, when you said, a man that makes what you want usually wants that type of woman. And that's where the disagreement comes in. Because, see, this is where it gets tricky. This is why I say some women price themselves out.
But that's a man and he's a provider. You feel me?
But Kim, I'm gonna let you respond. So if a man, like I said, makes $250K, he, in his mind, I'm the provider. Like, this is why I got this money. I'm paying all the bills. But the flip side is this. When a woman makes $250K, that's not her mindset. She still wants a man that is going to provide for her. Now, what happens is, this is when I say sometimes you can price yourself out, because at $250K, I know everybody rich on my show, but percentage shows it's a small pool, right? So what happens is this $250K man, when he seeks his partner, he's seeking in the mindset, I'm paying for everything. When the $250K woman seeks her partner, she's seeking for a man that's going to pay more, makes more to her, and provide for her. But it doesn't work that way, because the man that makes more or the same might not want you back. That's for one. And then where the game got screwed up is, if you were a man, you wouldn't care about money because you'll be paying for everything. But as a woman, that's not what you want to do. And I understand that logic. And that's why I said money is the biggest problem when it comes to dating right now. So let me say this, because I want to say this, and I feel like it's 2025 and we got to just start having like a little bit more real talk conversations. I understand everything you're saying as a woman. I'm a woman myself. I've heard this over and over again. Here is the harsh truth. Every woman ain't getting a provider. And that's just the bottom line. I'm sorry to let you all know.
Then he ain't for me.
Is not going to get a provider. Some of y'all going to get teammates. Some of y'all going to get you might be 70, he paying 30. Some of y'all might be this is just a real talk moment. I know what you all want, but there just ain't enough providers to go around for every woman. So we can keep saying the same song and dance, all it is, but at 5 years, motherfucker.
That's sad.
So here's
that's sad.
Truth. Everybody ain't getting a provider. So here it is. You got to decide what you want. If you want a man, you got to decide the kind of man that's trying to court you and focus on the best man that's trying to court you and be real with your shit. Because there's some women who paying all the bills and y'all just don't know. Now, there's some women who being taken care of, but you might not be that woman that's going to be taken care of.
But hold on one second, Kendra. Hold on, because shots fired.
Hold on, Kim. But I'm just tired because what it is I hear the same thing over and over and over again for 5 years. But what y'all are failing to realize, every woman ain't gonna get that man.
Okay, so but hold on.
Coming up, I'm talking. So you have to respect me for 1 second on my show. So now we at 2025. Okay.
Wow.
What you want? You can be, first of all, you can be happy by yourself. There ain't nothing wrong with that. So I don't want to hear this brainwash you nothing about a man. That's not the truth. You can be single, happy, and flourishing in life. So let's start there. Now, if you want a man, you got to learn your personal man dating pool. Who is the best type of man that's trying to date you? And if the best type of man that's trying to date you, you don't like, it's time for you to change you because you want a different type of man to court you. And that's just the end of the damn sentence.
Okay, so, but look, I specifically said that I've met men with different types of earning potential. I have no problem meeting and dating men. I'm on this show because I think the show is dope.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all holding it down to get through that one right there. So, topic for the night, man. Everybody won't get a provider. All right, shout out to Kendra G Singles. I said definitely check her out on all the social media platforms. I'm sure y'all have seen her already. She everywhere. But yeah. So I saw that video and I'm like, we gotta have this conversation. I know that there are some overlapping points, you know what I'm saying, that was in that video, you know, in relation to some things that we've, you know, touched on in the past, right? But coming into 2025, I think Kendra was absolutely right. And it's like, I think if we're at that point where we got to start getting real in these conversations. Yeah, we got to start getting real. We got to really start setting some expectations. We got to do some true level setting, because that's some of this stuff that we are continuing to hear. It is so flawed. It is laced with some delusion. It's just all type of stuff wrapped up in there. Yeah, let me stop right there for a minute. So let me check in with the comments and the panel. Let me come to the panel, then I'm gonna hit these comments because I saw the comments coming in. Vince, I saw you come off. You want to say something? Go ahead.
First of all, she stole Kevin Samuel's whole talking points. But now she understands.
Yeah.
She's had years of hearing this same stuff by these fat, multiple baby mama, multiple kids, looking like a dude, acting like a dude, women saying they want the top 1% of men. So this is why I say it's over for these over 35, 40-year-old women. They would rather walk than ride a bike. And that's just it. It's the delusion, I'm going to get what I want because I want it and you can't tell me nothing. I hear it every day. I see it every day. And it's not going to change. I think we need to talk to these younger women when they have what men want and tell them, look, stop listening to your old bitter aunties who know they ain't going to get no man. And I think that's the issue too. They know they're not going to get a man. So when you know you ain't going to get something, it's like, well, I don't want it. Oh, I wouldn't want to be a millionaire because, you know, that's just too much money for me. I wouldn't want those type of problems. That's how they sound. Yeah. No, I wouldn't buy no G-Wagon. No, you can't afford a G-Wagon. And it sounds so silly because you would think, okay, she's 40. She has her career, pretty much. Plus, she has her children. She's already have a family. So what is she trying to build? That's the main reason I don't understand. I can get a younger woman saying that who might want some kids. She want her kids to go to a certain type of school. She want to live in a certain type of area. But you done did all that, what really the money is for. So if he making 50, y'all ain't having no kids, he got a little apartment somewhere, what's the problem? That's what I don't understand. Your standards are more when you have less. And then she say, I dated those type of men when she was capping. What she doing was just having sex. And if she did date those type of men, they were probably men that she didn't like in the first place, but he had that type of money. So she gonna see, well, let's see how this go. But she didn't really like him in the first place. Because 5 months of dating somebody and y'all not compatible at 40.
Right.
Come on now. So I don't know if they gonna get real or not. I think some of them just go, and I think I don't think they want a man. I don't think they want a man. I think she's been sick. She probably ran up at her high school sweetheart off because he was fine. He was working at Ford, and she wanted him to own Ford, and she probably got on his nerves. And she been divorced for 14 years.
Right.
And ain't had close to nothing. She know it's over.
Okay.
That's what's interesting. She divorced. She said she was 40, right? And she's been divorced for 14 years.
Right.
That means she divorced that man when she was 26. You hired.
And the kids was babies. Right.
And I'm obviously I don't know how old they were when they got married, but she said she hired her high school sweetheart. So I'm going to assume they were young, because if you was married to this man and got divorced and were still only 26, married and divorced with 3 kids, like, I'm not trying to be funny, but this sounds like a classic scenario of you should just stay with your man. You should stay with your husband. If he wasn't, don't get me wrong, if he wasn't beating on you and mistreating you like that. She said they co-parent great. He takes very good care of the kids. So if he wasn't a monster beating on you and cheating on you every 5 seconds and all of that, I think this may have been a scenario where you should just stay with your man. Because if you haven't been able to get anything going for yourself and you were 26, so you were still relatively young. Now, mind you, you did have kids, but you were still you were young, right? So if you have not been able to find a man that saw value in you and you got all this going for yourself, and it's just questionable. And, perhaps, and this can look unpopular opinion, this is going to sound how it's going to sound, but perhaps you got the best of what you were going to get when you married him. Because sometimes we want things that we don't deserve. And sometimes we want things that we're not qualified for. And this is what Kendra was trying to tell her in the nicest way possible, but she didn't want to receive it. But she was trying to say, you're asking for a man that has better options than you. Period. The man that you want has better options. So he's not going to choose you first. He has better options. And then she claims that the men that she wants, she did, there was a few of them that she dated throughout the years, but they wanted her, she didn't want them. And I'm going, why are we hearing this more and more now, frequently? That women are saying the men that want them, they don't want those men. But they keep getting the same type of guy. The same type of guy approaches them. The same type of guy wants to date them. The same type of guy. And it's like, because that's the guy you qualify for. And I'm not even trying to be funny, nor am I trying to talk down on women. This goes for men too. You don't always qualify for who you want, period. Human beings don't always qualify for who you want. That's just period. You don't. But what I find with women is it's like they have a hard time reaching that level of understanding and accepting it. Whereas men will go, you know what, I'm ready to settle down. And you know, I'm real about my situation. I understand that I make this amount of money. I look this way. I got this over here going on. Maybe I got a kid or something or whatever. So I already know Halle Berry ain't on my list. Let me take her off my list. And I'm going to have to actually look for somebody that I'm qualified for. Because realistically speaking, I'm not going to get the dream girl. I'm not going to get that. And women struggle, I think, with that level of understanding, that level of you know, acceptance. They struggle with that. They don't want to accept that what they want, they really aren't qualified for. Women are asking for things from men that they don't even have or possess themselves.
Let me ask you this though, Coco. So what, I guess in this instance, what are they willing to do? Right. So the young lady is saying that, or essentially, you know, going off the, you know, the point that you just made, you know, some of them don't reach that level of understanding or that level of acceptance. Right. But, you know, one, I do think that, you know, a lot of these ladies do understand because they will make the same assessment of men. Yeah, but they typically will classify it as or state it as the man needs to level up. So see, that just means that this man is at this level and he need to step his game up if he want to get to this higher type of chick or this baddie, right? So they'll say the man needs to level up. But then at the same time, if we got Kendra on here telling the young lady, in order to get this type of man that you say that you want, you're going to have to make some changes. Then it's like we just go dumb. And it's like, so you understand the concept because you can tell a man he needs to level up. But then you don't understand the concept when Kendra says that, tells you that you need to level up. Like it's the weirdest thing ever. It's almost like selective. Yeah, we picking and choosing when we want to understand what needs to happen or what we need to change. Yeah, so this this message it's interesting to say the least. It's interesting. Let me get some of these comments, then I'm gonna come back to the panel real quick. Let's see who we got. Shout out to my guy Winfred in the building. He said, let's see, she won't accept what Kendra is saying. No, she definitely is not. She definitely is not, or was not trying to accept what Kendra was saying. Like I said, it got a little disrespectful on the low. but I'm gonna leave that right there. Let's see. Winfred also said, let's see, I think it's fine for a woman to be dressed down like her. I don't think she should be on this show and present the way she does, though. The show is to market yourself, and she's real combative. Yeah, no, and you see this, even this comment right here, Winfred, I appreciate this comment right here. People, men in particular, can feel the aggression. Yeah, it was coming all up off of old girl. You could feel it. It was coming all through the camera. And it's like, once again, if you're saying that you want this type of guy, that aggression and all of that, that is a turnoff. Yep, that is a turnoff to the $250,000 guy. He don't want that. And it's like, I don't know how many times that dude, that 250 dude got to say that. Like, he don't want that. So if you're saying that is something that you want, then there's only two things you can do. Either you got to listen to a female who know the game and she gonna school you, or you got to listen to these men who have been trying to school you for the longest and take the information. Yeah, so we got to be real about this thing. Like I said, it's a new year. We can't keep fronting and playing like we don't know what's up. Like this not new at this point. It's a new year, and we right back to the same nonsense, acting delusional like we don't know what we got to do to secure these people that we say we want. It's not that hard. Let's see, Vince, I saw you come off, man. Then I see Mark and JR hit them up. Go ahead, Vince.
I got a quick comment. Or what she can do is blame it on Jesus and say that, you know, Jesus made me this way, and Jesus gonna bring me the man for me, and I don't have to do nothing. What they might do is go somewhere and get that fat sucked out of their stomach, but that's not gonna change their attitude. It's not gonna change their femininity. It's not gonna change their cooperation. All it's gonna change is you're gonna get the more of the same type of dude and be complaining about that. Well, I hear more women say, "Well, all he want is sex." Well, that's all you got to offer. It's really all you got to offer. When you have a bad attitude, you're not cooperative, you got other responsibilities. All you have is sex. So yeah, if he can just get sex, that's what he gonna get. I had this lady I know talking about the fruits of the spirit, and she mean as a junkyard dog. But see, they throw that God in there because most people can't really have a debate about God. God told me, and God, you can't really, you know, you can't really say God ain't tell you that. Well, why ain't God tell you to change your attitude? You understand what I'm saying? So it's over for these 40-year-old women because they've been single too long. The world lies to them. You don't have to do nothing. Come on now, you don't have to do nothing. Can't tell a woman you need to go to the gym. Can't tell a woman you might need to change your attitude. Can't tell a woman you need to be a little bit more submissive. I don't need to do nothing. I'm a woman, and that's all it is. And and it's your problem. But I can't seem to scratch out a date in 20 years. Some of these ladies, they had a good date in 20 years and they still think it's a man's problem. That was my auntie and my mama, who died single, alone, and broke. And you couldn't tell them nothing.
Yes. It's wild, man. It's wild. Let me come down to Mark. Go ahead, Mark.
Man, shut your bitch ass up, nigga. Nobody think you better shut go for I knock your head off your
I got it. What'd you say? I can't hear you. Come off mute.
Yeah, I was removing him. So the next person that comes up here and spams, we're reporting you and we're blocking you. So the next person that comes up here and spams, we're reporting you, we're blocking you, and we will find you. It's too easy. So do not come back up on this panel with that foolishness. Please stop playing in our faces because it's going to end up biting you. Do not come back up here on this panel and play. You will be blocked and you will be reported. Don't get kicked off YouTube behind it. Thank you. Sincerely, the management.
Well, we appreciate that announcement right here. Let me say this, man. Let me say
no
this.
More guests tonight. Don't even come up on the panel. We won't accept you.
I got you. Let me say this real quick. So to everybody watching, we're not here to play like that. Yeah, we're not here to play like that. I see this nonsense queue up. Yeah, when folks is out here trying to, build a platform, when folks is out here trying to do things, you know what I'm saying, to improve situations and correct issues. And folks got to come on that nonsense and all that trolling and all that garbage that y'all do, man. Cut that mess out. Yeah, I'm going to say this real quick and I'm going to say it one time because I don't play these games. Take that game playing somewhere else. Yep, go troll on somebody else's platform. I don't play those types of games. Yep, don't let this little smile fool you. Yep, take all that nonsense to somebody else's platform where they want to play games. We don't play games on this platform. We never have, and we ain't about to start. Yeah, so anybody who watched this, anybody who's going to watch this, if you on that nonsense, take it somewhere else. Yep, this is not the platform for the trolling. This ain't the platform for you to be coming up on my screen with this nonsense. I ain't got time to play these games. Yeah, this community, this black community as we know it, it's out here literally collapsing. Yeah, we can't for the life of us figure out how to get a black man and a black woman in the same room on a successful date into a relationship and married. It's a struggle out here. So what we really ain't got time for is y'all coming up in this social media stuff playing around. Yeah, this platform and this channel and what we do on this channel, it takes too much energy to be playing. So if you on that nonsense, for everybody who can hear what I'm saying right now, or will hear what I'm saying, if you on that nonsense, take that mess somewhere else. Don't bring it on this platform. Yeah, because it's going to be a problem. Yeah, I ain't in the mood for this mess, man. Take that mess somewhere else. All right, my bad. Let me get back to this, man. Y'all out here playing. Let me check in with JR. About to get me going. JR, you on there, man?
Yeah. Let me just bring it back to, you know, Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year to you, man. Happy
2025,
New
you
Year
know.
to you. I'm calm now, man. Go ahead, man. I'm calm. Go ahead.
Yeah. Now this is, you know, just the right time to just change the mood a little bit. But yeah, glad to, you know, be back. Hello to everyone, Mr. Vince, Miss Chloe, Mr. Price in the panel. Sorry, the chat. And yeah, here we go, man. 2025, 8 days in, ain't nothing changed. Sorry, yeah, but yeah, you know what's crazy? I was having this conversation with my girlfriend Ed, right? Just in terms of just like finances and all them type of stuff there, and you know, it is a reality for men, and I think it's something that sorry, a lot of men do understand, and it's something that we can't really, you know, shy away from or avoid, because no matter what, if you wanna date or whether it is, eventually you're gonna have to spend that money. If you want to get into a relationship, it's gonna cost a lot more. Get into a relationship and have kids, you know, that's how it goes. So men understand what it is, and I think, Mr. Price, you mentioned, you know, women not understanding um the situation or picking and choosing. But the reality is that men aren't the problem. The only problem that men have is that majority of the men have never made a lot of money. And to know what this is, go and ask their dads. Because a lot of our dads went rich. Because that's how it's always been throughout history. Does that make sense? So throughout generations, yes, you might have a lot more millionaires or billionaires in this generation. Cool. But it's still the minority. So the reason why things aren't working is because women are actively choosing for it not to work. She said that, you know, she's dated guys that have made this type of money and guys that have made less than her. Cool. But you have to choose one. And like Miss Kendra's trying to, you know, explain to her, it's like we always let it be known men have to improve in order to get what they want. And from early, most men will tell you this. You will know whether you can get a baddie from day dot. You will know where you qualify in this game without money. You will know this. Now, depending whether you get that baddie or not, might come a different stage of every man's life. As you know, some men get it early, and the nice guy finishes last. That's how it just goes. That's the reality of men, you know. That's just the game. But like I said, men understand what it is, but women are actively choosing not to understand. And you know, like I said, most men understand that, you know, I can't get this woman unless I get this, or this, then I might qualify, but I might still not qualify. So let me go back to down to where I belong, which is here, and I might give her the long life in this, you know, in my lane type of ish. But unfortunately, that woman thinks that she's better than I. So what am I supposed to do? And that's the majority of women. So nothing else men can do.
Okay. Well, man, this is the thing though, JR. I'm trying to figure out something's got to be done. Yep, something has to be done. I said we can't. We got to know that how we're going about things is not working. Like we got to know that. Yep, and then what's confusing about it is the fact that, you know, folks will continue to come up on these platforms, you know what I'm saying, these dating shows, if it be the Kendras and the whoever else that's out here doing these types of shows and interactions, they'll continue to come up on those platforms and still are looking or seeking the opposite sex, right? And then, you know, those people that run those platforms will then, you know, proceed to tell them, well, hey, if, you know, if this is the type of guy or this type of girl you're trying to get, then you need to do A, B, C, D, and E. And then it's like they'll still come back and not want to do those things and not want to make the changes. So then it becomes a question of, so then why are you doing this? Why are you even on this platform? Why are you even talking about, you looking for a real man and he needs to be ambitious and all of these things, if you're not willing to do your part to capture or to secure that guy? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And that's why I said I'm always confused, because let's say, once again, we don't do that anywhere else in life. Yep, if we decide that we want a particular car, then we start taking steps. Okay, let me start stacking this money. Let me go get this second job so I can stack this money a little faster. Let me, try to get this loan. Let me get my credit together so I can get this loan and try to get this car. Like, we start doing steps in preparation for all of these things in life. But then we get back to these relationships and it's like, we just feel like we shouldn't do any steps. Somebody's just supposed to just come in and just accept you as you are with whatever baggage and trauma you bring in, and that should just be fine. And it's like, that doesn't make sense. Yep. And then let's say now we at a point where, people are saying that now I want even quote unquote better than my level. Yep. And he should just want to come get me and and accept me for whatever I'm bringing and having many kids and everything else. And it's like, that just doesn't make sense, but we still continue to move that way. And then it's getting even worse because, and I can't speak for Kendra personally, but I will say this, to her point, she has been sitting in this space for the last, almost 5 years now. Yeah, she's grabbed up some things and some techniques from some other people that we knew. You know what I'm saying? We know what it is. But she done capitalized on that thing. She done turned it into a successful platform. So I mean, I can't be mad. A whole bunch of people spurred off of, this particular person that I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, even her, with her 5 years time in, she trying to kick it with the young lady. She trying to give it a game. Like, hey, everybody ain't gonna get this provider, man. Everybody don't qualify for this dude. And the young lady still don't want to hear it. Yeah, so now I said in 2025, I agree with her. It's time to have the hard conversation. It's like, if you're not ready to align yourself with what you need to do, then it's like, at this point, just be quiet. Yep, just go sit back, be single. What Vince always say, take your girls' trips, go get your brunches, and call it a day. Yeah, but stop coming on these platforms, wasting your time, talking about you looking for these real men and these providers and all this and all that. And then as soon as somebody put it back on you and hold you accountable for what you need to do, then now you don't want to do nothing. Like that doesn't work. Yep, and you're just wasting your time. So yeah, let me stop right there for a minute. Let me check in with Joe. You there, Joe?
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, man. You almost didn't make it up on the panel, man. We've been getting trolled all night. We had to make sure it was you for real, man.
Oh, that's the first.
Yeah, platform growing, man. Now we got trolls popping up. Do you want to say something, man?
Yeah, well, first, Happy New Year's. Hold on 1 second. Go ahead, buddy.
Right.
Go ahead, buddy. No, go around, man. I want to say this. Yeah, just want to say Happy New Year's to y'all. I guess I'm spending the last few days here in Detroit, enjoying it as much as I can. Just came back from the BIA for the first time, and I was kind of mad I didn't go sooner. And now I'm out here in Grosse Pointe on Jefferson, looking at the lake at night, which is a possible can. And this is one house over here that I can't even. It's crazy the kind of money these people out here got that they spend on some Christmas lights. So I'm just looking, listening to what y'all have to say, and I hope y'all having a good New Year, or you have some plans, some goals, or whatever it is that you aspire to accomplish and that you actually set out to accomplish. That's all I got to say for now, I suppose.
Okay. All right, cool. Now we appreciate you checking in with us, man. Yeah, let's see. You know what's going on in GP over there, man. You already know, man. That's that's the special land over there. You already know what it is.
Man, that's crazy. I mean, look at this.
Oh, I already know. They paid somebody for it. You know how it worked.
No, actually, this guy here, he's different. This is a corner house right here on Ross, and he does it. I've seen him go up on ladders and do this stuff himself. Hire cherry pickers. He go up there and do it himself. And it's just
Okay.
one guy.
He
So he's
passionate,
an older
man. He
guy.
passionate. Yeah, he passionate.
Oh yeah,
Most
yeah, yeah.
cats over there cutting the check. Let's say, you know how that side of
Oh
town
yeah.
works. All right, let me
He's been doing this.
for sure. Let me check back, make sure I didn't miss anybody. Yeah, no, I don't think I missed anybody right now. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm gonna pivot to a second one real quick. Then we got a couple. You want to say something, Coco? Or you good? Okay. All right, I'm pivot to a second one.
A lot of women asking, where do you meet these guys that pay the rent in full? Where do you meet these guys that pay the rent in full? You met him. He just doesn't drive a really fancy car. You met him. He just wasn't over 6 foot. You met him. He just wasn't the best dresser. You met him and he may have said something awkward on the first date. Those guys are at work. Those guys will look you dead in your eye and say, yeah, I know you want a 6-bedroom house. I understand that. But for right now, while I'm going through this program in school, we're going to be in this 1-bedroom apartment. Those type of dudes are not going to pay $300 on the first date for a meal. Those type of dudes aren't going to go out here and buy you a purse just because you're cute. These type of guys are going to go on vacation, but baby, there will be some planning involved. And somehow, somewhere, got it twisted that unless a man can be spontaneous and do whatever you want at the drop of a hat, then that means he's not capable of taking care of business. Those type of men take care of business. It's just, they're boring. They're predictable. They're routine. They will not give you any and everything that you want, which a lot of women don't like being told no. They will compromise. But until you become a woman that understands, I want the man that makes sure our home is taken care of first, you're not going to be ready for him. You met him. You just thought he was lame. So
You want to say some, Coco? Go ahead.
I mean, revolutionary. I mean, was it revolutionary? I mean, have we not been saying this in some way, shape, or form? Did we not spend all year last year saying this on this very platform? Did we not say this all year long? Right? Like, this is what we've been saying. Like, you guys don't know how to judge character. You just don't. You've already met him. Old girl in the last video, you probably married that man. That was the man you had married. It was him. Because even though you guys are divorced and have been for 14 years, you're still talking about how good he's with the kids. You guys co-parent well. He takes care of the kids and all of that. That was him. But there was probably something about him that could have been overlooked, changed, massaged, whatever it was, altered, adjusted, or just you plain old, you change, you adjust. But we don't want to do that, right? I guess I don't understand what you guys expect as women from these men, right? You want these men to make all this money, but somehow he has to be able to follow you around, go wherever you want to go when you want to go, take as many trips as you want to take, and be reckless with his money. But how can he do that and be a provider? How does a provider, someone who, handles his business, that man and reckless don't belong in the same sentence? It's not the same guy. You're asking for things that don't even exist. Very few, I don't know any, provider men who are about their business are reckless. They can afford to be reckless. They didn't get where they are by being reckless. So it's crazy to me how, you're saying stuff like, well, I can't have a man with a 9 to 5. I mean, because I might want to pick up and go on vacation or I might want to. It's like, he can go on vacation, sis. He just can't go whenever you want to. He can afford to pay all the bills, but y'all just won't be living in a mansion. Like, I guess that it's the lack of, proper expectations, realistic expectations for me. She's absolutely right. And we got to get off this boring stuff. We got to get off this boring stuff. I don't understand. I think you guys are mistaken. And I'm not talking about her in the video. I know where she's going with this, but I think you guys that are saying stuff like that, oh, he's boring. You're mistaking boring for dependable, reliable. That's the problem. A man who's reliable, meaning if you ask him to be here at a certain time, he's going to be there every time. If you make plans for him, he's going to make it every time. He's going to plan ahead because he's going to want to know what to expect. He wants to be prepared all the time. That is not boring. That's dependable. Ain't that what y'all said? You want to be reliable. How can you trust a man where you don't know if he's coming or going? Half of y'all walking around with trust issues with the man you with right now. But you're calling a man who you can count on boring. And then wonder why you can't find a man. Still single. I mean, this is, if we're going to take something into 2025, let's take realistic expectations into 2025 and let's leave this BS nonsense in the past because it's not getting us anywhere.
No, I agree with that. That's facts right there. That's facts. Let me get this comment real quick. Let's see. My guy Winford said, let's see, they like the concept of a man that doesn't have priorities, but want him to keep her as the top priority. Yeah, no, that's facts right there, man. That's facts. See, Donovan said, let's see, her words are reassuring 1,000-fold. Yeah, no, shout out to the young lady in the video. She that was a great video. Yeah, because at the end of the day, I see it, I hear it said all the time. Yeah, that most ladies out here have already passed up or missed their husband. Yeah, they met him when they was younger. They met him at a previous job. They met him walking down the sidewalk at the gas station, whatever it was. But they already passed up their husband. Yeah, because the mindset was not there, or the discernment was not there. But yeah, these guys who are husband material, these guys who are providers, yes, they catch these labels. They lames. Yeah, they boring. They predictable. Yes, it's just like, when did these things become a bad thing? Yeah, when did they become a bad thing? How do we start crossing character traits of a solid dude with a dude who's not solid? Like, let's keep it a bean. Like, when did we start classifying essentially a dude that's boring, which basically tells me this dude got some structure? When do we start crossing those up?
Well,
I thought the ladies wanted these things in the past, but it's like we done changed it up at some point. Go ahead, Vince.
I think we changed it up, when the community start having fathers in the home, because they don't know what to look for. They don't know. They don't have anything to judge it with. They don't have their father who loved them, provided for them, and was boring and was there for them. They don't have that. So they're looking emotionally. What will stimulate their emotions, especially when they're young. And I think that the problem is that our community has made marriage and commitment such an evil word that a lot of women wait too long for the men that they want. The men that they want, they've met in college. They met at the first job when they were young, when they didn't have no kids, when they were starting to build, and their mama told them, girl, you too young to get married. Girl, you need to wait until you're 30. You need the girl trip. You need to find yourself. You need to do all these things, which is usually, if we were to be honest, men and women, a lot of these relationships bring nothing but drama and toxicity. There's very rarely do you have a lot of relationships and you say, oh, yes, I learned a lot from that relationship. Most of the time is I hurt a lot from that relationship.
Facts.
Abusive, kids you didn't want, whole bunch of drama, bad credit, relationship. That's So we've turned that into experience a lot of things and think that's not going to be a detriment for future relationship.
Thanks. Yeah, you spot on with that, man. You spot on with that, because I think even now, just based on what you're saying, that may be part of the reason why a lot of these new relationships don't last. Yeah, because most folks are going into these new relationships traumatized. Like you said, they had so many experience with negative stuff because they didn't take the proper time. They didn't get their mind right first. If they didn't properly vet and discern before they brought children in the world, pre-marriage and all of this, it's like they're going into the new relationships traumatized. Yeah, so all we thinking about is all of the negative stuff that we've experienced in the past. Then you try to apply that to your new situation and wondering why it don't line up. Yeah, it's not going to line up because it's not realistic, because we all know nobody is perfect. Yeah, so this new dude is not going to solve the problems of all of the last 15 dudes you was with. That's not how that worked. But I think that's how we go about it. Yeah, but that's why things don't work. That's why as soon as a little bump in the road come up, we ready to divorce somebody. Yeah, because I said, going back to my original question, when we first started this show today, so much divorcing going on. Yep, so much divorcing going on. It's like, can't nobody stay with nobody. Yeah, this dude was great. He was the man. Y'all done had some kids. He was paying all the bills. He had a nice car, this and that. Still divorced my man. It's just like, what's going on? Yeah, it's not making sense. But
and let me drop this one more comment, Quay.
Go ahead.
That I see a lot is sex. Because men and women are different that way. Men, I don't know if it's a such thing as really good sex or bad sex. Because you might meet somebody and they might not particularly do what you like to do, but a man can kind of get his woman to kind of adjust to what he likes.
Right.
If a woman has experienced a man that blew her back out and the other guy can't come close, he can have everything else, but that experience of her back blown out, that's why they meet him, but he's boring because the sex ain't good. That's why you marry him because he's a nice guy, but you keep thinking about Mandingo who blew your back out when you was 21, and I just can't do it.
So hold on, man. So let me ask you this then. So you make a valid point. So I agree with what you're saying. I know that's happening. I know this new dude's coming in and he getting compared to all the other dudes, or better yet, to your point, that one dude. And once he don't level up, then it's a problem. So my question to that would be is, if that is the case, because that's that what did they call that in the movie? That's that 80-20 rule right there. So he got the 80, but that last little 20 he don't have. So if that's the case, why is this sex piece not in the requirement list? Yeah, why is this never mentioned?
Because they don't want to look like a hoe.
Okay.
Women don't want to look like a hoe.
Wow.
Men don't care. Nick Cannon don't care. He got 15 kids. He'll go out and talk to the next chick and be like, I got 15 kids. You gonna fuck with me or what?
That's true.
A woman can go out there like, I got 12 kids, and unless you Kim Kardashian. Or somebody that's ultra fine. I mean, let's just keep it 100. You can't be fat, pudgy, smudgy, talking about you got a bunch of kids.
That's real.
And then the 80 gotta be so high. It's really, I mean, I get it. A lot of times they put themselves in the trick bag. I say, look, either you're gonna understand, look, if you 40, 50, look, I got 20 more years, I got 25 more years. I just want me a nice companion. I got some kids. I done built my career, and as long as this man can hold his own, but they can't because society, and then also is how it looks to society, how it looks to her girlfriends that we going to Jamaica and we know that you paying most of the bill, which it shouldn't matter. But the girlfriend, ooh, you taking care of it, man, girl. I wouldn't take. And this man could love you. He could pour into you. He just ain't got $5,000 for a Jamaica trip.
Right.
He got 1,500. Can't do it. I get it. But you gonna have to make a decision. Either you want somebody or you don't. And most of them don't. But to caveat, they still be smashing. They gonna find somebody to have sex with, and so as long as they can have sex, get that boy dusted off every once in a while, that might be good enough.
But that's what I'm saying, Vince. So if that's what it's gonna be, then just let it be that. I agree with you. If that's what it's gonna be, then let it be that. You stop coming up on the Kendra G, laying out this list of requirements and all of this that he got to meet in order to secure you or be on your level or whatever and all that. Yep, stop going on the other show, the Pop the Balloon, and going on there talking about you need a real man that's 6 feet and he laying the pipe and all this nonsense. If you not ready to do what you got to do to secure that guy, like it's really that simple. Yet the same thing goes for men. If the ladies are saying that they looking for this, and I know I ain't got it, it's just like if I'm not willing to go put the work in, I gotta shut up. I gotta shut up and I gotta stop talking about it. Yeah, because at the end of the day, she done told me what she looking for. You know what I'm saying? If I'm trying to get this one right here, she done told me what she own. So if I'm not trying to go do that, then I gotta stop talking about it and move on. Yeah, but that's not what we seeing.
And then one last point, Quentin. I'm gonna
let go ahead, man. Go ahead.
But the difference with that too is that men don't want to look goofy. If you know you're a broke cat, you can't really talk about you want a certain type of woman because you look goofy. Because you know you can't get it. But see, women don't see they stuff like that. They don't. Yeah. They don't see they stuff that I'm really asking for more than what I can really get. Because their girlfriends will lie to them and say, girl, Remy got it. Girl, Chloe got it. Girl, so Sierra got it. Instead of telling her, girl, you need to lose some weight. Girl, you mean as hell. Girl, you need to get them kids straight before you talk about getting yourself a man. They not going to tell them that.
Right.
But see, men will say, come on, bro, you know you can't. And he be like, yeah, man, you right. Let me go ahead and get this girl at Chick-fil-A. And be happy and going up the road.
Man, you spot on. Yeah, let me go get the little one working at the Coney. I'm good. That's real, man. Go ahead, Joe. And I'm gonna circle back to Coco because she got a question down in these comments. Go ahead, Joe.
This excitement that women are talking about. I mean, I know just from experience what they're talking about. I think a lot of guys, they get it confused that this excitement that women want from them is like some sort of maybe like a trip, vacations, or spending like blowing the bag, or anything that has to do with spending money or some sort of external thing. I can just tell you from my experience, just being completely broke. The excitement that they're looking for is more like it's an internal thing. It's an energy. So if they don't feel, or they call it the spark. That's all I know. They call it the spark, and it's something that they feel. The eyes light up, and that's like an internal roller coaster ride for them. And it's just the presence of a man. And a lot of men don't have that internal presence, or I guess what we would call masculinity. They don't
That's
feel
really
it.
all it is. Yeah, it's masculinity. Go ahead, man.
So they can see and identify that this is a man. He looks like a man. I don't feel the energy of a man. And so what a lot of women do is say, well, he's got to be able to compensate in other ways, which then comes in the form of spending a lot of money on doing all these extra things for me that other men who don't have that, but they have that masculinity, don't have to do. So that excitement that women are talking about is honestly is almost similar to the excitement that I look for in a very feminine woman. Not every woman who I can see and identify as a woman excites me, but it's just something that creates a spark in me that I can't even explain. That makes me want to pursue her. And this is how you get guys going after the Chick-fil-A girl or the McDonald's girl. She's unassuming. She's walking around. You know, this is the type of girl. This is the cooking with Kyra girl. That's her. She's living in an apartment. She's not rich. She's not living life on the hog. She's probably like in a small little place. I mean, it's a nice place, but it's really basic stuff. Basic video. It's not high quality. It's just an attractive woman who's cooking food. And similarly, a woman wants a man who is ideally, he is in shape. He's probably not going to be overweight. He looks a certain way. He carries himself a certain way. He's styled a certain way. A lot of men don't even believe in having a sense of personal style. Or I just want to buy my pair of Levi's and call it a day. Yeah, but now you blend in with every other man around you. So you don't stand out. So there's no magnetism. So that's the excitement that women are talking about that they don't even sometimes know they're talking about. It's just something that they feel. I've seen it enough times to where now I can articulate it to some degree what that looks like because it's repeatable. I see patterns now. But before, I didn't even understand. It's like, how are you even into me? Yet you make way more money than I do. I would actually ask them this question. They just look at me and say, I don't know, it's just something about you. I said, huh? Yeah, but I don't have anything close to what you got. You got a penthouse suite, you got this, you got that, you got the Mercedes Benz. I have nothing. And you got men who are pursuing you who got everything that you have and more. So how is it that you're not with them than you are, but you want to be with me? It's just something about you. And that's all they could tell me. So that's the excitement that they're looking for. And that a lot of men are upset that women are looking for because they don't have it. Or they don't know how to obtain it for themselves. They haven't been taught how to obtain it. And that's just the way it is. So that's my breakdown of that video.
Yeah, no, but see, Joe, the thing is I feel what you're saying, man. And there is a segment of men who don't have that, right? But at the end of the day, what we have to understand, I'm saying, just leveraging the point that you just made, what we have to understand is that feeling, once again, it comes from both sides. Yep, just like you said, you know what I'm saying, when you come into that feminine energy, and that probably goes for majority of men. Yeah, most men can admit when they come into a woman with that feminine energy, it do something. Yeah, you be ready to come in here and hold it down. You be ready to spend some money. You be ready to do all type of things. Yeah, you might have had a whole attitude just getting off work, but you come into a nice, a nice attitude, nice acting woman at the grocery store, and you like, man, I just made my day. Like, it's just that simple. And I know women have the same thing for those, for those particular type of men. When they come into a masculine man who's about his business and he move in a certain way, they're going to be attracted to that. And it's going to be like, oh yeah, I like that energy he putting out. And that dude will be able to get things, from those women. So that goes both ways. Mm-hmm. So the point that I'm making in all of this, just to sum it up, is if you know that exists and you know that chemistry has to be in place, then once again, you have to do what you have to do to essentially have that energy. Yep. So for the woman who was saying that she wants this manly man, she wants this provider, she wants this dominant man to come in here and pay these bills and structure the household and lead with, and man, the ladies love it, and lead her the right way. It's like, okay, so in order for that man to do that, then there's things as a woman you need to do. Yeah, you got to have the right attitude. You got to be supportive in your mindset as it relates to that man. You have to have that nurturing spirit about you because he's going to need and want that from you. Yeah, you got to be ready to get behind what he's talking about doing to move the family forward. Yep, and then the last thing that I'll say that ties this all together, as the woman in that situation looking for that man, you have to be okay with the word no. Yep, that man that y'all say y'all want, that real man, that's how y'all classify him. That real man y'all say y'all want, sometimes he's going to tell you no. And that should be okay. Yep, sometimes you're going to say, hey, baby, I want to go on this trip. And he's going to tell y'all, hey, he's going to tell you, baby, the money ain't right now. No, we're not going right now, but we can go next month. And you got to be okay with that. Yeah, but see, that's you doing your part as the woman. Yep, that's you doing your part as the feminine piece of that equation. Yeah, but see, it's like we don't understand these things. So we understand the feeling of it, but we don't understand the effort that goes behind being able to put that feeling out or understand that feeling. There's effort that goes in, and that's the piece. That's where we struggle. Yep, nobody wants to put the effort in. Go ahead, Joe.
If I may add real quick, that you're right about that. You're saying it in a way that it's a conscious decision. I can say from I can just use an example, and I think it's the starkest example I can give. I was working with this guy climbing on ladders to put up some Christmas lights on people's houses, rich people homes, of course. And there was one particular client that he was having, let's say, issues with. A woman from Ukraine with a very heavy accent, like that talks like this, and I don't like when my lights are like this, and da 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 da. So she's just going off on this man, firing off, bullets going blaze, like Wild West movie. And I'm just sitting there, standing like, where did she get the guts to talk to this man? Like she just like, boom, boom, boom. I don't like it. So he walks away. I'm not working with her. I'm done. Goes it away, takes the letter, goes someplace else, right down the street. Actually, I then go up to the woman, and she initially starts to do what she did to him, to me, without me even having. I just looked at her. I looked her in the eyes, and I said, "Yeah, I'm not the same person." I didn't have to say it. Her tone, her mannerisms, her attitude, everything about her did an about face. And so much so that he was the guy that she was just yelling at. He was just looking in awe. Like, what did she say to you? I said, well, we had a very lovely conversation, her and I, this Ukrainian woman. And I basically got her to come to agreement that we was going to do everything that he said he wanted to do in the first place. But then she told him no. She told me yes. So I reiterated everything he said back to her. But what changed? It wasn't that I got loud with her. It wasn't that I told her to calm down. It was just something about me that made her adjust her entire character towards me. So the same woman can treat a man like trash. That same woman can treat a man like gold in a split second. I've seen this happen many times, but that's just the most recent example. So yeah, a man can say, well, I demand a woman do this, I demand a woman do that. She do these things for me to make her do what that Ukrainian woman did for me, which is just simply submit and fall in line, or just an energy that takes place that a man has to have, however way he developed it. I know how I did it. And then it happens automatically. It's not even something that I have to make happen. I might have to say a word or two, maybe, but a lot of times it's just like, oh, I just know that's what you want me to do, or whatever you want me to do. It's an automatic thing. The hard way is to do what he was trying to do: argue, go back and forth. No, I'm the one in charge, wagging the finger, going. She's like, no, I'm the one in charge. That doesn't. It can't work if you beat him over the head long enough. Possible. Okay, I submit to you because I have no choice. But then there's a kind of submission where it's like, I want to. And I don't even know why I'm doing it for you particularly. But it's something about you that makes me want to do it. And then it just goes smooth. So there's like an undercurrent that has to happen under there that a lot of men just simply don't have. And so they use their money to compensate. They use their voice to compensate. They use a lot of things externally to compensate and say, well, these are my conditions. Those conditions is automatic. I'm telling you. And they just kind of like, okay, what do you want me to do? And it's so easy. It's easy. It's not supposed to be complicated. It's not supposed to be hard to get a woman to follow your plan and to help you achieve whatever vision that you have in place for her and yourself in their life.
Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying, man. So that's, you really, what you really tying back to is character. Yeah, it's really character, it's exposure, and it's upbringing. So some dudes, like I said, they come from a certain cloth. I'll just put it that way. Yeah, they move a certain way, and that's just what it is, and they don't compromise, right? So typically those guys are essentially going to be putting out this quote unquote energy, right? So these are your masculine guys. And let's say ladies, especially if ladies know what they're looking at, they already know certain things not gonna fly with that guy. If I can't approach that guy like that, I can't raise my voice at that guy like that. That guy is not gonna argue with me. He ain't gonna go back and forth. Like they can tell. But I said that's not all women, but some women can see that and they understand that, and they're definitely going to gravitate towards it. So now I understand exactly what happened in that interaction. And you played that right. Let me get these comments real quick because they came in for you. Let's see. My guy Winfrey said, I love Joseph's point that excitement isn't money, and the spark is, the spark is in you, not on you, but can be as simple as having style or a sense of humor with confidence. Society tells a lot of men that chemistry isn't required. You just obtain the funds and status, so along the way you feel left out. Yeah, no, I appreciate that comment right there. Yeah, no, yeah, Joe was dropping gems in that one. He was dropping gems. Winford also said, right, we don't match energy. You brought your own energy to her face. And that's facts right there. Yeah, that's another thing that I've been hearing. I'm glad you said that, Winford. That's another thing I've been hearing, and I think that is flawed thinking. Yeah, folks shouldn't be out here matching energy. If anything, you need to be complementing or balancing energy, but you shouldn't be matching energy. Yeah, that doesn't work. Yeah, if somebody out of pocket, you getting out of pocket, that's not about to get you where you need to get. Yeah, when you're in a relationship, this matching energy stuff is not going to lead to a successful, long-lasting relationship. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that out here. And I've been hearing that a lot on these shows, if it be Kendra or whoever else. I need a man to match my energy. No.
You want his energy to
No.
be greater than yours. You want
Yeah.
his to be so much greater. Whereas, like, that's why it's symbolic with the height thing. Why do women prefer a man who's taller than them? Not this excessive tallness that they talk about, 6 feet, whatever, but even just slightly taller than them. It's symbolic of that type of desire that, oh, I want this man to be taller than me physically, taller than me spiritually, taller than me, so essentially better than me in these ways, for me to look up to him in these ways.
Yep. No, that's really what it comes down to, man. But yeah, I've been hearing
And
that a
men don't
lot.
have it.
So
They're
yeah,
short. They're
let me
short and spiritually. They're short emotionally, and they're getting mad at the woman for responding to their shortness and these shortcomings that they have in these other areas. That has nothing to do with their physical height, nothing to do with the tallness of their money, nothing to do with the tallness of their house. They're like, well, I got all these tall, big things. So what is it that? So I'm mad at these women. Reappeal, reappeal. Da da da. It's like, well, it's you, but they don't even know it's them. Yeah, I feel kind of sad for them.
That's real right there. JR, I saw you pop off. You want to say something, man?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, leading on to Joe's point, um, I think it's one of those things where, um, accountability on both parties, you know, and I think for men, with what Joe just mentioned, I think it's more like not necessarily the red pill type of stuff. Yeah, I think it's more just for small frustration and anger and whatever it is, and in terms of like the red pill or whatever it is, I think yeah, there is certain people that do go to the extreme of whatever things they want to spew out here, whatever it is. But for the guys that are able to listen to content and whatever it is and break it down and decipher the message as best as possible and apply it to them as an individual, that is more better suited for them, because there's good gems out there in terms of men improving, so like I said, it's about men taking accountability for themselves instead of trying to point fingers at other people. So once again, it does go back down to that, men having to improve. And like I said, that's something that we cannot get away from, can't run away from, no matter the situation, even if it's against us or whatever it is, it's just going to be there in our faces. So, yeah, I think that's the type of message that is pushed out here for men every day, where we do have to be accountable for our, actions and decisions that we make every day. But I think the rage is more coming from men are trying, but they're not getting no reciprocation back. And I think that's more the reality in terms of why there is that rage.
Okay, no, I appreciate that right there. Let me get this comment, and then I'm gonna drop another one. I said we'll get ready to wrap in a minute because I ain't want to pass this up. So Winfred dropped this comment to Coco a little while ago. So let me drop this up. So Winfred had a question. He said, I want to know what Coco thinks about that. Do you think women are scared of being viewed as I'll say 304 for putting sex inside their 80%? So when the ladies come out here and they say, this is what I'm looking for in a man, blah, 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 blah. If they were to add sex in there, would that be an issue? Would they be viewed as a 304? What you think about that, Coco?
I think this is a two-parter, right? I think that there are some women who do care about the man's perception of them, so they won't bring that up. It's the same reason why, when a man asks for body count, or even that becomes a conversation, that they lie. I think women do care in general about a man's perception of them. But then on the flip side, you have some women who are very bold and they'll say things like, I got to sample it first before I can even, you know what I'm saying? So they're saying things like that. Those women obviously don't care what a man thinks about or how he perceives them. So I think some women do. Yeah, some women do care that, if she comes off a certain way, is she going to come off like a hoe? Like some women do and some women don't. So I think that it just depends on who you're dealing with. But yeah, I feel like that's the best way I can answer that. That it depends on who you're speaking to.
Okay. All right. Now we're going to let that pass. I know it was sitting there for a little bit. I was waiting on that. All right. I got one last one and we're going to get out of here. I ain't going to keep us all night. But I got one last scenario video. And I want y'all to give me y'all input and tell me what it is.
No, because I'm calling DoorDash. My daughter shouldn't have to bring all my groceries up. This is enough. She's tired. This is why I pay people. Sir, can you please bring the groceries up here?
Man, you tip me $5.
Okay.
You see all these steps you have, that's one part of the agreement?
Right, but we ladies. You should be a common courtesy. We done brought all this up already. You should be able to just bring the rest to us.
Wait, ma'am, you tip me $5.
Oh,
you got all these cases
$5 whole. These DoorDash people be tripping. Y'all are entitled. This your job. This is your job to bring my groceries up my stairs. Man, sir, bring my groceries up. No, I gave you $5. That's crazy. I'm calling corporate on you.
All right.
I cannot deal with the entitlement. I can't. She had the nerve to call this man entitled. She called him entitled because she ordered DoorDash. She didn't do Instacart, by the way. The people who actually handle groceries, and that's what they do. She called DoorDash. And then want him, you don't even want to bring your own groceries up the stairs. But you want him to do it. And instead of, paying to play and actually tipping this man or saying, you know what? If I tip you an extra, however, $20 when you bring all these groceries upstairs, because, we ladies, we don't want to do it. My daughter was doing this. She is tired. It's a lot. You mind? He said, if you tipped me $5, lady, like you got 5 cases of water, let's just say. Like you want him to carry that down the stairs and you tipped him $5? That's crazy work. Like, and then have the nerve to tell him he's entitled. Ma'am, he drives and not even try to talk down on this man because ain't nothing wrong with him doing DoorDashing, okay? First and foremost. But he does DoorDash. So you already know that he makes a certain amount of money. That's where his money is. So they rely on tips. The tips definitely help them. So if you want him to do something above and beyond, he only really have to bring that mess to your door. There is no rules that says he has to come in your house. This is DoorDash. They actually not even supposed to come in your house.
That's true.
They're not even supposed to do that. So if you asking him to do something that he technically does not have to do, you could grease his pockets, he'll probably be more willing to do it. But the fact that you want to throw up the fact you're a man, so because he's a man, this is y'all. Do y'all hear yourself sometimes? Like women, do you hear yourself sometimes? Y'all on the internet every other day and having conversations at brunch with your girls about how you don't need a man. But then the minute you're in a position where you don't want to do something, you can't do it, you don't have the ability to do it, or whatever, the first thing you say is, I'm a woman. Y'all don't have to decide. Pick a struggle. Either you're going to fall in line and get these men to come back inside, okay? Or you're going to keep screaming about how you don't need a man, and they're going to treat you like the man that you pretending to be. Pick one. Because you ain't gonna get this man $5 from he drive DoorDash, exactly, which means he don't have to carry your groceries.
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy. He's the entitlement, and they don't have the nerve to say he entitled. Gaslighting 101.
Okay, I was just curious. I saw Winfrey even dropping them in the comments too. Yeah, I was just curious. Yeah, so that video got sent over. Shout out to J.U. Griffin, my guy holding us down on YouTube. J.U. sent that over. Yeah, I was just curious to see. Listen, I'll let y'all keep giving y'all input. I was just curious to see what y'all thought. In the situation, was the brother wrong? Was the lady wrong? Should he handle different?
I actually do DoorDash.
Different. What'd you say, Joe?
I actually do DoorDash. I was doing it. I mean, I'm out here in Grosse Pointe doing exactly what that man was doing, but that in Uber Eats as well. And he was two things. I'm kind of upset at him because he doesn't know how the game goes. There's a certain way $5 for everything he did. You have to think. He's not. A lot of DoorDashers, I meet them. They're not thinking intelligently, in my opinion. They accepting these orders and then expecting on the back end for someone like that to tip them. Oh, I hope. Well, it's a low order. I'm being paid $5 to drive 20 miles, so I'm hoping that the person at least give me a tip. No, if you've done it, even for like 30, it only took me 30 days to figure it out. It's the way you game the system. He hasn't. It seems like he's been doing it for a while. He's frustrated. That's a sign of someone who still doesn't know how the game, the system works. It's a way you play the game. He's playing back. He's like shooting the basketball on the other team's hoop or something like that. He's scoring a touchdown on someone else's infield, but not his. And he's not getting it. So that's his first problem. That's the first thing. Secondly, of course, you guys already touched on the lady being entitled. I've been asked to do something similar, and I looked at them, and they're like, and I will pay you an extra $10, $15, $20. Okay, no problem. Because not only are you asking me to do extra work, even though it's not really extra work, to me, it's like whatever. I'm also taking on the extra risk of coming into your house. Like for me, I don't know who's around the corner, who's around the band. I don't know. So I have to kind of judge quickly, how do I feel about the situation? People have offered me money to do things that they offered him, or she didn't offer him, but have offered me to do similar to what she's asking him to do for free. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'll just drop it off. You got it. So, and I've done hundreds of these orders. So I don't know, man. I don't understand that kind of disrespect. I guess maybe it's a once in a lifetime. I've never had it happen to me. And it's all you're doing is dropping off food at the door. So he could have just looked at it. I don't know. It's something, for whatever reason, women are just not respecting men and their time and their energy, their space, their autonomy. They just assume that, can you do this? You're going to do this for me because that's what you're supposed to do. It's like, no, anything I choose to do is a courtesy. And I've done that occasionally. If I like the person, if they're nice, if they speak to me a certain way. If they're assholes, then I can be an asshole too. And I've done that only twice. And then that's it.
Okay.
I leave it alone.
Okay. I get
So,
it. There it
that's
is. There it is. And I appreciate that. Vince, I saw you come off. You want to say something, man?
I would have left them groceries on her doorstep. First of all, see, I'm gonna say black men only need it when they want something. That's obviously clear. I had an issue. This is about a year ago. A lady was talking about that her basement kept flooding, and she was complaining how none of the men came over there and checked on her. And look, I said, well, these same men, did you make them some dinner? Did you go over there and see if they clothes need washing? Or, well, why should I have to do that? They should just take care of me. I said, well, why you ain't got no husband? Well, I need a husband for that. See, that's why you don't have one. If you had your husband, then he would be there cleaning up your basement. But she just couldn't understand that.
Right.
They won't even smile at us. But if they sitting on the side of the road, they want us to come fix their donut. But we can't even get a smile. We can't even get a pleasantry. And one point I want to make, I'm gonna go back. I didn't say McDonald's. I said Chick-fil-A because I have never had a bad experience at Chick-fil-A. I've never gotten, we ain't got no ketchup today. How's your day going? Just so pleasant and so nice because that's their culture. So I said Chick-fil-A for a reason. That's some of the most pleasant people. McDonald's, and not so much.
I feel you, man. No, I feel you, man. I said we always hear about that customer service.
I wouldn't have bought them groceries up for $50.
Dang, well.
I understand.
Now, if she had came down them steps and said, "Sir, my daughter hurt her foot, and I would just really like for you just to bring these groceries up for me," then you might have got it. But you're not gonna yell and scream at me and think I'm gonna do it. No.
Yeah. No, I agree with that, man. And I said I wanted to put that up because I said I looked at some of the comments, around that video, and it was the stuff I expected. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he could have did it. They were women. He's not a gentleman, and all of these things. But I'm like, she wasn't being a nice lady either. Yep. And at the end of the day, just simple kindness goes a long way. Yeah, but I think, like I said, Joe, he made a good point. He kind of touched on this. We're in this time where it's just like the disrespect, the lack of appreciation, the lack of kindness, the lack of nice interactions and smiling at folks and people with the standing B faces and all this. We're in this generation where it's like folks just ain't treating each other right. But then we want somebody to want to do something for us. And it's like, that just doesn't add up. Yeah, this brother, he was already huffing your little cases of water. He was already bringing all the other stuff up in the house. Clearly, he could have walked some stuff up the stairs if he chose to. Yeah, but you didn't welcome that type of effort from my man, just keeping it a buck. If all that slick talking you doing, you gonna call corporate on my man, it's his job. I guess you're gonna tell him what his job is. Like, he don't know what the criteria his job is. He's supposed to drop it off on the porch. He done already brought it, like Winfrey said, he done already brought up in your little foyer, so he already outside of policy. But then because he don't want to huff the stuff up the stairs while you over here, let me keep it a bean over here acting stank with him. Now you talking about, no, this is your job. You supposed to do this. Nah, that's not his job. He already did his job when he dropped it right at the door. He actually broke policy, so he should have dropped it on the porch. Yeah, but it's those types of things. Yep. Then it's like, then when you treat somebody funny or treat them wrong, basically, then you want to flip it on them like they was wrong. Yeah, and he wasn't wrong. He doing his job. You put your order in, he come drop your stuff off. Now, nobody said nothing about walking stuff upstairs. Ain't nobody nothing in the policy about him taking it in your kitchen and unpacking it and putting it in your cabinets. Ain't nothing like that in the policy. I done seen enough DoorDash bags in the wintertime sitting on the porch. So ain't nothing in the policy about my man walking nothing up your stairs in your house. Yeah, there's safety concerns. There's all type of things. You could accuse my man of doing something to you or stealing something. It's all type of liabilities with that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you tried to shame my man like he was wrong. And the whole time, you was wrong. So, yeah, I wanted to get y'all input on that.
When I say jump.
Go ahead, Joe.
When I say jump, you say how high. That was, boy, you listen to me, boy. When I say do this, you do this. That's the way she is, like a child. Not even as not. Oh wow, that's crazy, y'all.
Yeah, no, it's
I can't remember the last time I had that happen. Man, that would make
yeah,
me
it's wild out
so
here.
mad.
Yeah, it's wild out here, but we really got to think about what we're doing and how we treating each other. Because I said, based on some of those basic foundational things, just the simplest things of how we treat each other, that can yield or that can affect the type of outcomes that we get. It's really that simple. Yeah, so we really got to think about that. A shout out to Eva Wright in the building. She said, hey, y'all, happy New Year, happy Wednesday. What's going on, Eva Wright? Appreciate you joining us tonight. Happy New Year to you. But we about to get up out of here. So let me take some closing, man, and we go, man. I'm not wasn't keeping this on here all night. I'm gonna go across top, bottom, and we out of here. Coco, you want to say anything before we get out of here tonight?
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it. I'm just gonna keep it simple. Our original topic of everybody won't get a provider, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think that we also need to change what we are considering a provider to be.
Did we lose you?
On
Oh, okay, I got you. Go ahead. Yeah, Mike went out. Go ahead.
the fact that we have unrealistic expectations of men in relationships. I think that has bearing on whether or not you're going to be able to get that provider male. You know, like the woman in the second video said, you know, it's not going to look like what you think. I don't know where you guys get this idea from. Stop getting your personality, your thoughts, and your beliefs, your morals from social media and from media in general. You're going to lose every time. What you guys think a provider male is and who a provider male really is two very different things. So yeah, you're not going to get a provider male. You're not. Because why would a man want to come into a scenario where he's basically going to be taking on the majority of the responsibility and investing in you and, you know, allowing you to have this quote unquote soft life, if that's what you want to call it. That's really not a good way to characterize it, but we'll let that land. If that's what you really want, why? What is he getting out of it? What's in it for him? He just loves you so much. He just is so enamored with you that he's willing to do this for what? I hear you talk a lot about wanting a provider man, but what are you willing to give that man? What are you willing to offer him? Why are we not having a conversation about that? When Kendra asks, you know, well, why would a man want to be with you? That's the perfect opportunity for you to sell yourself. And all you can say is, I can cook and I can clean. Don't get me wrong, you know, men like to eat and they like to be in a clean environment, but ma'am, that's a chef and a maid. Please tell me you have more going for yourself than that. And that's just the reality. So I would say, let's not start 2025 the way we left 2024. And let's start actually doing the work.
That's real. That's real. Appreciate that closeout right there, Vince. It's on you, man. You want to say anything before we get out of here, man?
Yeah, man. I just think that also, if you want to provide a male, then you need to listen to what provider males want in general. Yes, everybody is not the same, and everybody has, but there's some commonalities with provider male, with provider men, and let's say feminine women. There's some threads that kind of intertwine, and but they don't want to listen. They didn't want to listen to Kev. Now everybody is throwing out here the same thing he was saying, and they still not listening. So no, they're not gonna get a provider man because they don't deserve a provider man. Period. They going into the Benz dealership with Honda money, and they gonna walk out of there with a Honda or nothing. And most of them are okay with nothing.
Man. Okay. Well, that's it right there, man. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I appreciate that right there, Vince. Joe, it's on you, man. You want to say anything before we get out of here?
Well, happy New Year's, everybody. Be safe out there. Wish me the best in Brazil.
How long you down, man? You going for a long stretch, man?
I got a one-way ticket, so I don't know how long I'll be down there. It'll be based on if I like it or not. It's like when I went to San Diego, I was planning for a week, turned it to 6 months. So there's some places I went to, I was like, oh, I think we'll be there for a while. I left as soon as I possibly could. So let's see.
Okay. All right, sound good.
You know the women are beautiful. That much I do know.
Be careful.
That I do know.
Be safe, bro. Be safe out there. Watch your back. I'm sure you've done your homework, and you know.
Not really.
What's
not a whole lot, no. To be honest with you. No, I have not. I did as much as I possibly could. Well, enough, but I don't really know. I won't know much until I get there. There's going to be things I haven't planned for that I should have, but I don't know to plan for because it's going to be all small details. It's just like, whatever. I'm just going to go. For me, it's just an adventure. And, well, all I can say is that I know I'm supposed to be there. I have to be there. That's wherever God wants me to be, which is cool by me because I want to go to Brazil anyway. So I'm like, okay, that works. And then he used a woman to kind of like lure me in a little bit. I was like, yeah, that really works. That really works.
Okay. Be careful.
Yeah,
I want you to have fun and I want you to have a great time. And if you end up with a wonderful relationship, I want that for you. I do want you to be careful because that's a little scary. But at the same time, I'm only going to speak life over you. So you're going to be all right. Just watch your back.
Yeah. Make sure you check in periodically, man. Let us know how it's going down there, man.
Oh, I will. It'll be 2 weeks. Is it? Yeah, 2 weeks when I saw him. About 3 weeks. Well, I probably won't see y'all until about 4 weeks from now, to be honest. Then you'll know. But, oh yeah, he's alive. That's all. And if you hear me, then that's all you need to know. I'm having a good time. At least that's what I'm putting out there. But I also understand the concerns from friends and family. It's weird. I got it from both sides, from both dozens of people. Oh, yeah, it's going to be great. Then the other people's like, oh, you sure about that? You don't know the language? I'm like, you don't know anybody down there? I was like, no, not really. It's like, what is wrong with you? I was like, I don't know. All I know is that God wants me to go down there, and I want to go down there. So we're going to see what happens. And it was crazy because I actually suggested to this woman, I'm the one that said, let's go into the favelas. I'm the one that said, let's go to the Amazon jungle. She was like, yeah, no. We're gonna kind of stick to the touristy places. I was like, oh, man. So I got some people watching over me.
Okay. All right,
Bro,
good.
congratulations, my brother. Godspeed, God's blessings, God's protection. And if you're on the book, man, drop me a friend request. I'd love to keep up with you.
Put your... Actually, yeah, I've been meaning to get your contact details.
Okay, you get it from Quay. I don't want to hold up the show. You get it from Quay.
Yeah, everybody. If you want to, you can always drop it in the back chat. You can always drop your social media in the back chat. So get it
I'll swap it. I'll swap it for y'all because I got Joe's stuff. I'll swap it for y'all. I got you.
Okay. Congratulations, my brother. I'm smiling, but I got the baby behind me. But man, it's an experience, man. Young, wild, and free. I love it.
Oh my goodness, man, it's crazy. It's
all right,
I don't know.
Hold on, Joe. Let me let JR go ahead, and then we'll circle back. Hold on. Go ahead, JR. You want to say something closing real quick, man? You just went back on mute, JR.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, my phone's crashed somehow. I don't know why. But it's great to be back. Thanks for having me on there once again. And Joe, enjoy your time. Obviously, be safe out there. But,
you should come with me.
Say again. Shit,
come with me,
man. I gotta go, bro.
Oh, bring her.
Huh?
Bring her with you. Bring Sam to the beach.
Oh my God!
You said go to Brazil, bring my girl. Shit, come on now.
Or bring her with you and then leave without her.
No. She can stay over here, but I'm gonna stay loyal, man.
Man, I gotta kick y'all off the panel, man. What is this? we're gonna do this offline, man.
But yeah, now I'm gonna say, obviously, regarding the topic or whatnot, like I said, most men do understand the reality of what it is out here, and I think it's just more case of, the ladies understanding and just be a bit more realistic. But unfortunately for the men, it comes on the front end, and I think for the women, it comes on the back end, where men find out a bit more early and the women just finding out a bit more later. And I think that's just the reality for them right now, and they're just not willing to accept it, and they're just doubling down on what they think it should be. And unfortunately, because they are choosing to double down, there's not really much we can do out here, unless they are just willing to, like I always say, come back and work it out with the men and figure it out and trying to get somewhere, because most people aren't going to win. However, they see it, most people aren't going to win. So, because most people aren't going to win as individuals, come together and try and win as a pair. And then, like I always say, set the next generation up, because we'll make it easier for them if we go through the hard work right now together. But thanks again for having me on.
Oh, no doubt, man. Appreciate you guys hopping on, man, and holding us down, man. Let's say we in this 2025. Man, shout out to everybody in the comments, man. Appreciate y'all dropping them comments all night. Let's see, Donovan said, be safe in Brazil, sir. Live it up, though. Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely be safe, but definitely enjoy yourself. Have a great time. Let's say, definitely check in with us. Let us know how things are going. But yeah, once again, shout out to everybody in the comments, man. The comments went crazy, so we appreciate you guys always holding us down in this new 2024 to 2025 now. So yeah, once again, we moving things forward. We're going to continue to have the conversations. We're going to continue to provide the solutions. We're going to continue to move us in a better direction collectively, because that's the only way it's all going to work. You want to say something real, Coco, Joe? I see both of y'all. Go ahead, either one of y'all.
I was gonna say, guys, if you don't already follow us on YouTube, if you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, I know we have a lot of Facebook viewers. We love all of y'all. Thank you guys for rocking with us for as long as you have. We do have new content that we are debuting in 2025, a couple new shows. Quay has let your girl have her own show now, guys. So you'll be seeing a little bit more of me on the YouTube channel. So if you want to see that content, please, go to our YouTube channel, Kandid Konvos, and, drop us a subscribe, turn on your notifications so you'll be able to see this new content. We have a new couple show that we're also doing, guys. The first episode is up now. So yeah, we're expanding in 2025, and we just hope you guys continue to watch and tune in, and we appreciate you guys.
For sure. All right, I'm gonna take care of you, Joe. So look out for some information in a little bit. You got anything else you want to say, Joe, before we wrap up, man?
I was about to say, there's still time. Hey, listen, I think you had a couple of people try to push you to get this meeting together, but stalling, whatever the case may be, it is what it is. We want it to happen, but you're the ringleader. You can't do nothing without, you putting it together, because this is your thing. So you just got the consensus. Everyone has raised their hands and said yay, except for you, as far as I'm concerned. So I got 2 more weeks. I got this weekend and next weekend, and that's it. No, not even next week. Because I leave on next Saturday. So, hey, man, I would like to see you and Chloe and Vance. I would like to see JR too, unless you want to catch, Red Eye or something like that. And anyone else who's in Detroit, I would like to do it. It's still open for now.
Okay,
the window's closing.
You say two Saturdays? Is that what you said?
So, okay, damn, because I'm working this Saturday. I'm leaving next.
Hey, hold up! Don't say that. I'm about to text you in a minute. So hold tight.
Okay.
You don't say it on the stream. Hold tight. Look out for a text in a little bit.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I won't put it on the stream. All right, cool, man. We're going to get up out of here, man. Like I said, shout out once again to everybody who joined us tonight. If you haven't already, hit that like button for us. Hit that like button. Likes are free. Also, hit that subscribe. Like I said, we're growing, we're moving forward. So hit that subscribe button over on YouTube for us if you haven't already. But once again, this is Kandid Konvos. We do this show every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We go live on YouTube and Facebook. So definitely like, share, and subscribe. Man, with that being said, everybody have an awesome night, and we're going to catch y'all on the next one.